one thing I want to say, if you're on this live right now, start thinking about your fitness goals for 2024.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we're going to talk about today, how to set goals and make sure you are accomplishing your goals and making sure you're staying on top of everything. So yeah, just take a minute or two, just think about whatever fitness goals you're trying to accomplish in 2024 and just write it down. And then, you know, feel free to drop it in the comment and have people hold you accountable. We're here, and that's the plan.
There he is.
What up, Studs?
Oh, what up? What up?
What's up,
There you go.
How we doing?
Yeah.
What's
Good, man. How are you?
going on, man?
God, look at this beautiful four-way.
Look
Come on.
at it.
Come on, man.
But now, shout out to JT, man. The reason why I was trying to pause and go to another app, because I was trying to, you know, do a proper introduction for my guy, you know, like JT, the one and only coach JT Bugos. We appreciate you joining us, you know, today on this live, this beautiful November 13th Monday, man. You know, Manifest Mondays. We talk, obviously, that's your specialty. We know that's what you strive in. Certified strength and conditioning coach, worked with over hundreds of clients over the last several years. You know, so definitely very well certified, very well qualified for the position. I mean, I've worked with this man myself, you know, like obviously in achieving my fitness goals in the past and stuff, just as far as whether it be fitness, whether it be nutrition tips, the man stays locked in all the time, you know, like, and so without further ado, you know, I got to give the floor to my guy, JT.
Shout out to JT, man. Come on,
Thank
man.
you,
Shout
man.
out to JT, man.
Y'all too fucking nice. You're pulling me up too much. Now this ego ain't gonna fit out the office door, man. But I appreciate y'all having me, man. This is a cool thing you guys are doing. So I'm pumped to be a part of it.
Right.
Oh, we appreciate you joining us, man. You know, it's all love, man. And if no one knows, if you haven't seen this man JT's transformation, you know, it's something that's
to be a fatty, baby.
truly inspiring. Former fat boy, you know, like now certified stud mother, you know, so
had to do something, man. There was too much good pizza and food in Chicago, so I had to move away and drop 75 pounds.
Yeah, well, Ellie wants to know like how she can still eat all of the above that you just mentioned and still be fine as hell. So she would like the tip that you have, you know. So like by all means.
Yeah, dude. I mean, honestly, I think one of the maybe it's underrated now just because things seem to go cyclically, but it's just tracking your fucking food, dude. Like weigh and measure your food, track what you're doing, like get the data around your food. I like to kind of gamify my nutrition and just turn it into numbers. And like, you kind of have to have the understanding that nutrition isn't just numbers, right? Like there's a quality to food. There's a social aspect to food. There's an emotional aspect to food. So it's not just numbers, but you can do a lot by just breaking it down to how many calories am I eating? How much protein am I eating? How much fiber am I eating? And how many meals am I eating per day? And if you focus on those four things, you cover the vast majority of your nutrition. And somebody just said, what gets measured gets improved. Yeah. Absolutely. I think of it as what gets measured gets managed. Yep. So when you measure it, then you can actually manage it and do something about it. And so know the numbers behind your nutrition. And then that's going to allow you to say, hey, I want some pizza today. So my breakfast is going to be high protein and lower fat and lower carb. And same with my lunch. So that way I can fit my pizza in and I can still hit all my goals in the meantime. So absolutely, it's fucking simple. Track your shit. Like know what's in your food, know the numbers, and that way you can make less emotional decisions around your food.
Yeah. Just like they say all the time, men line, women line, numbers don't.
Fucking facts, dude.
So JT, I want to start from the jump, man. Because, you know, like a lot of people probably, you know, if you were to jump back when you know, said you moved from Chicago and got into your fitness journey, a lot of people are on that point where they want to and don't even really know where to start. So can you kind of just drop some bars on where you just started from the very beginning? Like where it was like, you know, I know it didn't just jump into, you know what I mean, I'm working out 5 times a day, I'm changing my diet immediately. Like where did it start? Where did it start for you?
Yeah, dude. I mean, honestly, for me, like it kind of did. Like, so I started doing P90X, the home workout videos, and I was doing that like 5-6 days a week.
Yeah.
And I did pretty drastically change my nutrition, but part of that was like I changed my environment. So like I was living downtown Chicago with a bunch of buddies and we were all fat slobs. Like, and we lived in downtown Chicago, bro. Like you walk out your front door and like I could throw a fucking rock at like a 5-star restaurant. Like it was fucking great. So I moved home, bro. Like I was 25 and single, and I was like, the last thing I want to do is move home with my parents. But like my dad eats healthy, my mom cooks healthy. Like I got to be around just like people who are like gonna put me in that right environment. And so I bit the bullet and I moved home and started just eating healthier and working out regularly. And yeah, like 5 days a week, dude, I don't work out 5 days a week now. So like, you're right. Like it doesn't need to be all that. And I think that's, you hit on exactly where people get hung up
Right.
is they're like, I got to do everything all at once. And it's
Yeah.
like, no, like you just got to do something, because the hardest part isn't doing everything. The hardest part is doing one thing and actually
Right.
starting. So whatever it is to you, just fucking start. Like it literally doesn't matter. Like you could weigh and track one single meal. You could hit one workout, but pick something and do it consistently. So
Right.
Yeah.
I do like to suggest, to give people something more concrete. Like I do like to suggest that people start with exercise, because typically once you start exercising, you get motivated to do other things. Like you hit a workout in the morning, you're going to want to eat healthier the rest of the day. And so that has like a little bit of a snowball effect. So start with whatever you can do for exercise. You know, for some people, it may be just a walk. Like that might be challenging enough. Cool. Do that. Go hit the gym if you want to. Go hit a yoga class. Like I don't give a shit what it is, as long as it's some form of you saying, I'm going to go do purposeful, structured activity. Like go do it and then work on your nutrition. I think it's a lot easier to start exercising than it is to change your nutrition habits, man, because there's so many other like thoughts and feelings around food. Like use the exercise as your anchor and your catalyst for everything else.
Agreed.
So my quick question though. So what really inspired you, right? Because when you was overweight, what was that motivating factor that got you going? Like, you know what? I'm sick and tired of where I'm at. I want to change. Because sometimes you see people, they'll like start for a while, then after a while they'll relapse, go back to the old habits. What kept you on track to maintain that discipline and just kept going?
Mhm.
Yeah, dude, it's a good question, because I feel like I kind of fell ass backwards into it.
Right.
And like I started off purely vanity. Like what really struck me was just one particular day where I was brushing my teeth, and like this had happened to me fucking hundreds of times by that point in my life, but just this one day struck me where I was brushing my teeth. You know, I got the manual toothbrush, and as my hands going back and forth, I can see and feel my belly just going back and forth with it in the mirror, man. And like, I'm telling you, like I'd been overweight for a while at that point, and just that one fucking day, dude, like that belly jiggle just fucking slapped me in the face, and like I couldn't deal anymore. And I was like, dude, I just want to not be fat. Like I'm done with this shit. I want to make all my ex-girlfriends jealous. Like I just want to be a hot piece of ass. Like is really what it came down to. And so I got into it purely for the vanity, which is like, that might be enough to get you started, but it's not going to be enough to keep you in it. And so what was fortunate that happened to me is I experienced like the other side of the coin, where like my confidence grew, like my work ethic, my discipline, like I felt that bleed over into like the mental aspects that taking care of your fitness does for you. And so that's what kept me in the game. Is like, oh, like I'm getting better as a person. Like I'm not just getting more beautiful. And at this point, I'm fucking I'm capped out, man. Like, what can I do?
But I can't get no bummer than this.
No, bro. Like we maxed out, you know. So like now I got to focus on other stuff. But for real, like, yeah, it was just like I realized how much I was changing, and my personal growth was affected by just trying to get fitter. And I was like, cool, like I can get better anywhere else I want to get better just by becoming like the fittest person. So for me, like I try and kind of figure that out with clients. Like what's your real why? Like most people, like, or a lot of people, they do say like, I want to lose weight. That's a big thing right now. Maybe gain some muscle, whatever it might be. But like often we start at kind of like that surface level of vanity, and it's like, well, cool. Like, but like, why is that important to you? Like, if you lose weight, are you going to be better at your job? If you lose weight, are you going to, you know, be able to play with your kids more? You know, if you lose weight, are you going to be able to not be single anymore? You know, like, are you going to feel confident enough to go out and talk to a woman or man or whoever it is to go find a partner, you know? So there's got to be something like deeper than that you kind of bury yourself into. So You know, it might start surface level like it did for me, but if you want to keep at this game, man, find out what really is pushing you to want that surface level goal. Like, be real honest with yourself.
Right.
Starting with why. You know, I think that's a big thing in any aspect of your life when you talk about growth and everything like that. What's your why? You know, like, and really diving deep into it, but below the surface level, that below that superficiality, we all like want to look like Michael B. Jordan, right? Like, you know, all of us want to look like that, like, you know, like, but it's just like there's typically something that's like something deep down within that really makes you want to be at your optimal in all aspects of your life, but specifically physically as well, you know, right? So I totally agree. I totally agree. I guess a question for you is, like, when you were first getting started out, like, did you like set milestones for yourself? Like, did you like set a particular goal? Like was it like was it like a goal of like a goal weight? Was it like, you know, I just want to have a six pack? Like, what did that look like when you first started out?
Yeah, it was a goal weight. I wanted to get back down to like high school weight. So I was like 170 to 180 in high school, probably by the end of high school. So that was my goal, like get back to that. And honestly, like I wanted to get to like 200 first because I'd gotten heavy in college. So like I gained like, bro, I said, fuck the freshman 15. I'm an overachiever. Let's go freshman 30. And I'd probably put on, yeah, dude, I put on like a 24-piece chicken nugget around the midsection, you know, just freshman year alone. So somewhere between junior and senior year, I actually lost probably 30, 35 pounds. It got down to about 200 and I was feeling good then, but then, you know, senior year came, we had to live it up a little bit and a few too many beers went down the hatch and, you know, I put all that shit right back on and then some. So my initial goal was just to get back down to 200 because I was like, I know, like I felt good there, and I got down to 200 and I was like, yo, I can do more, like let's fucking go. Yeah. And so I actually got down not quite to 170 but almost to 170, and then I realized I looked like a fucking cross country runner and I was like, oh no, like I want to have some fucking muscle, dude. Like I'm trying to get laid out here. I'm trying to find me a wife and stuff. Like I can't be looking like this, yo. Like I look like I'm about to step in the track, like on a track with some shorty shorts with, you know, a bunch of other white boys running long distances over here. Like we can't have none of that. So then I had to kind of switch my goals up and you know, focus on eating a little bit more, you know, switching up my training to really be like about like muscle growth and strength. Cause you know, what I started off doing with home videos just ain't going to do it. And shout out to Diamond, cause he's the one who actually primarily like pulled me into the gym, because I was like, dude, being overweight, I was intimidated to go into the gym. Like that's why like I worked out at home when I was living in Chicago. When I moved out to Colorado, like I bought all equipment to keep on working out at home, and like Diamond and I were working together at the time, and he encouraged me to go to the gym with him, and like that was a huge shift for me because, you know, we were able to start throwing around some real fucking weight and really focus on putting on muscle and strength and shit like that. And so like I settle in at probably like 190 to 195 now, up from that like 170 to 175 that I was fucking around with at my lowest. But yeah, it was really goal weight at first that kept me motivated, and then it kind of changed as I had to kind of, you know, navigate after achieving that first goal.
I'm glad you brought Diamond into this, man, because there's like really like two people when I think about people that are into fitness, and it's you and it's Diamond. You know what I mean? So 100%. Like to kind of, you know what I mean? Like that's like the two people I think of. If like I ever wanted to reach out to somebody about fitness, you two is the ones I would go to. So, you know, switching to you a little bit, Diamond, where did it start for you, and how did it become like a lifestyle? Because I just want to connect one thing real quick. JT is so dope to me because we were talking about how something has to become a lifestyle, right? And not only did you transform how you looked, it went from like it not only being a lifestyle in your life, now it's your actual job, like your coach JT. So we thought it was just so dope how you made it a lifestyle, and then it kind of became your job too. You know what I mean? So it's really your lifestyle now, man. So just hats off to you, man. But
Appreciate you.
Diamond, how did that process look like for you?
I mean, because I was pretty much always in shape, right? But just very skinny. But when I came to CSU, went to Fort Collins, because I just transitioned straight from Philly, bro, and straight to Fort Collins. So I didn't really have any friends. So what I did freshman year, like all I knew was just the gym, right? So I would just go to the gym twice a week. And for me, right, because I was skinny and I was like, man, I don't feel like I can really defend myself, or protect myself if someone's talking shit, right? Or someone trying to fight me. So for me, it was just so like it made so like, all right, what can I do to like make myself more confident, right? So for me, it was like weight training. So when I started going in the gym, I was going twice, bro. I was going in the morning and the evening, and just based on how I felt, right? And I noticed I would look in the mirror and I started feeling good about myself. That just made me just okay. I need to do this more. So for me, it was just about looking good at one point, like JT said earlier. But after a while, I noticed that my confidence started to go up a little bit, right? Because I wasn't like as intimidating. I wasn't as scared, right? I was like, okay, I feel good. I feel like I can defend myself if this little dude try to fight me. So overall, just by me doing that, I was able to like build that confidence. And then over time, bro, it just became a lifestyle because now when I started going, the discipline that you develop by going to the gym is start to spill over in other areas of your life. By me going to the gym every day, most likely to just start going to class every day. I wasn't missing classes, right? Because I'm like, if I can go to the gym every day, I can sure make time to go to classes every day.
Yeah.
And over a while, time went by, bro, it just became a lifestyle. And then knowing that how I started feeling overall, that confidence, my confidence got better overall. And then just from there, I just kept doing it more. And then seeing people around you, bro, you looking good. What are you doing? Let me go to the gym with you. What are you doing? And by people like friends in my dorm saying that, I was like, oh shit, let me do this more. Let me learn more about it, right? And that's when I actually started like learning more about just overall health and fitness, just learning about nutrition. It wasn't just about looks anymore. It was just more about how can I improve and become better. That's how overall started for me.
And also a big shout out to Diamond because, like, I will say, DG, like, you're really good about like reeling other people into your world very easily. Like, like
Appreciate
other people feel
it, bro.
they feel very welcome. Like regardless of what level they're at. Like I remember when I first like was getting into my fitness journey. That was back in 2016. Like, and I'd reached out. And you were like, yeah, bro, just come to like the group workouts. And I was just like, bet, say less. Like,
Right.
and pulled up and like from then on, like it just like, started this whole snowball effect, like, like JT said earlier. And it's just, I just wanted to like give a huge kudos, to you and JT as well. Like you guys are like both super informative, but you're also both like very welcoming and inviting too. Like, which is something that I feel like not all fitness influencers like are like, like some of them do seem very distant and cold, but like you guys are very like welcoming regardless of where people are at. And that's just something that like I did just want to shout out to, because like we definitely appreciate that. Just getting reeled into that world is just
Right.
like y'all are the first two people I think about when I think of fitness as well. Like like
Right.
JT, I mean, like it's them two, then my guys, so.
And shout out to you, Z. Like I'm proud of you, bro. Just saying where you were in college to you now, because it's so funny, bro. Like it would be so many times. And then back in the day, I would post video of you and I working out. People be like, "Is that Z? Is that Z?"
Yeah.
And then by you going to the gym, bro, you inspire so many people. Like so many times, people hit me up on IG, bro. I saw you and Zenas workout today. I got inspired.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the gym.
Yeah.
So you really inspire a lot of people too, bro. Just
That's
by
right.
your transformation, changing your life, becoming better. I think it's just like a ripple effect, bro. When you surround yourself with people who are doing
Yeah.
good,
Yeah.
and you start to become
Yeah.
better. Like my favorite quote: "If you hang around the barbershop for way too long, you're gonna get a haircut."
Come on, man. Every time.
Every time.
Man, absolutely. It's just, with my fitness journey, man, like, it's what's been crazy is like I feel like pretty much like majority of my life I've always been like overweight. Like I've been big most of my life. They say they say big boned. Like I'm actually big boned. Like I actually have like proof of. I went to the doctor. Like, you have very dense bones, and I was like, oh, I'm big bone. Like they like.
What this bone?
I've never seen someone with as dense bones as you. And I'm like, oh, big bone. That's how I'm built, baby.
Man, are we still talking about fitness or?
But I always feel like like that's just like my weight has always fluctuated a lot. But like I like in 2016, like I felt like really compelled to just like obviously turn my life around. Like I was always into sports. Like when I was younger, like I played football and obviously did track and field and things like that. And then in college, I just said fuck all of that, and it just like that's when I just like loaded up on the weight, just like all the snacks, the McDonald's trips at 3 a.m., getting two McDoubles, with a hot and spicy, a large fry.
Come on, man.
Like, come on now. Like all this, right? Is that for two? Is that just for you? Yeah, it is. Absolutely. You got me right. You know? But going from that on, obviously, like I reached a point where I was just like, man, I had I wasn't quite brushing my teeth and watching my stomach jiggle, but but I think I had just looked in the mirror, and at one point I was just like, you could be sexier than this. Like you could be sexier than this. Like, you know what? You damn right I can. And so I think that's where it just kind of clicked. And obviously I think at my highest I was at like 275, and then at my lowest, which was I think like 2019, I had dropped all the way to like 203. And that was the like lightest I had been, honestly, probably since high school. Like since like freshman year in high school, kind of thing. Which was great. But I also realized that like kind of similarly to JT, I was too frail. Like my body was. I got a big ass head. In case for everyone on this live, in case like my head is extremely low. In comparison to the rest of my body, I look like a bobblehead. Like I was just like, man, like this also doesn't look right, either. So like, I realized that like my target weight was probably going to be around like 210, but floating in between 220 and 220, like kind of thing. And so I loved where I was at, and then COVID hit, and then I'm not gonna lie, when COVID hit, I completely fell off the rails again. And jumped all the way up to like 260. I'm currently at 240, trying to get back down to like my goal weight of like 215, 220, somewhere around there. But overall, like I think like the craziest thing about it is just like, because I've already done it before, it just feels like it's just almost second nature to just like, it's just like ride the bike. Like you understand how to like get back right back into it. Right. Now, as we get older, you do like realize, I think there are like some complications as well. Like with like, I'm not 26 anymore where I could just like bounce back, and it's just like, like the weight almost seems to just fall off. Like, like in my 30s, I'm like, damn, it's a little bit harder to lose weight now. Like, like it just, your body changes and like that, but it's all a part of the game, and so I definitely appreciate, both JT and Diamond, for supporting me in my fitness journey as well, because you guys were both huge pieces, in getting me to where I wanted to be. So, and still am,
right.
So.
Right. And Z, you made a really good point though. You mentioned that about you was at 2 or 3, and you never really felt, you never really felt good, right, at 2 or 3, and you decided to like bulk up. And I think that's a really good point. And I think sometimes it's not just about the weight, right? It's about overall how you feel.
Absolutely.
And then sometimes, I want to be at a certain weight, but no, sometimes it's about how you feel, right? I think sometimes people get so fixated on the scale, and then they get discouraged because they're not reaching a certain numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes just measure your progress about how you're feeling. Can you do more? Can you work up the stairs without breathing? I feel there are other ways to like measure and track your progress instead of just focusing on the numbers all the time.
Yeah, dude, I'd agree with that. People get hung up on like, I want to reach X weight on the scale, but like if you're strength training right, which everybody should be, like, and you've got some muscle on you, chances are like the weight that you're gonna be comfortable at is higher than what you think it is. And that fucks people up, because then they're like, man, like I got to do all this crazy shit to try and get down to that weight, when it's like, yo, like you're gonna be happier at a weight that's heavier if you've got some muscle on
right.
you, which is a good thing for living a long time too. Like, and I honestly, like I said, I'm sitting between like 190 and 195 right now, and I thought that like my happy weight was going to be like in the 180s. So I'm, at least 10 pounds heavier than what I expected, even after getting down to 170. Like that's where I thought I was going to be like, cool, like I'm set, I'm done for life. And now I'm fucking 20 pounds heavier than that. So like you're going to be happier at a heavier weight if you've got some muscle on you, and you accept the fact that like having a six-pack is really fucking hard, dude. Like Diamond does it, and he's a fucking freak, dude. Like seriously, like this dude works his ass off. Do not get me wrong. Like Diamond lives the life, like better than almost anybody that I know. But the dude is also just fucking chiseled. Like he maintains a six-pack like year round, and that's not normal. And like, like again, like I don't want to discredit all his hard work, because like if you know him, he puts in the work, but like having a six-pack is ungodly hard. And if you drop like the unreasonable expectations around shit like that, and just accept that like, hey, like maybe I'd rather have a fucking cookie on the weekend and not have a six-pack, and that's going to be better for my life. Like you can still be really lean and really happy. Like it's cool. Just like drop trying to be a cover model.
I agree.
Because it's a hard thing to maintain. You know, for certain people, for like a big thing that people don't understand is
Right.
genetics too. Like that's
Oh yeah.
piece into like your overall aesthetic as
Right.
well. Like,
Fact.
of course, anyone could have a six pack. Literally anyone could have a six
Right.
pack if they worked hard enough and probably starved themselves enough. You know,
Right.
like they could absolutely do it. But like, I'm a foodie. I love to eat. Like I love food. But also I wanted to give a quick shout out to Markel's. He said, you know, like my fitness journey is inspired, nearly unrecognizable from that early college time frame. I really appreciate that, bro. Like I really do. And a piece of that is for like, you know, like these
No,
fellas.
you didn't finish his comment. He was like, you need to see the long hair back.
Never going back to long hair. That's back when I had like a mane of hair. Like, you know, like that was back I used to rock braids and stuff, and I'm like, nah, man. Like I'll never go back to that long hair phase again. Nah, Kels, that ain't never gonna happen. I just gonna have to, y'all gonna get these curls for the girls, baby. That's it. No long hair. But now, quick shout out to Markel's. But yeah, man, like genetics make up a huge piece of that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think that's another thing. I like I said, I think we get so fixated, especially in today's society where everything is just so on everything's online. People get caught up in comparisons, right? Like they
Right.
all these fitness influencers. And they look at the Michael B. Jordans and all these people, and it's just like, man, like I just want to look like that. And it's like, you know, you can still be sexy as hell. You can still be a stud muffin without necessarily looking like that, you know, kind of thing.
Right.
Like just understanding what your body is gonna look like, and like, you know, like understanding like how, you know, like how you can find that balance, whether it be between, you know, being as sexy as possible and just being possible with like, yeah, I want to have a crumble cookie today, you know, like you know. So I'm glad that you touched on that, JT, because that's a huge piece.
Yeah,
it's true though. I think we all, like you talk about genetics, right? I think we all like have certain propensity to, you know, be lean for overall, like my genetics, right? I think if you look at my family, they're all like really lean. I mean, they're not even like in shape lean, right? But they're just like overall skinny. So for me, it's easier to look lean than to get big. So I think if you are starting, I think the best thing to do is not compare, like JT and Jay said earlier, not compare your physique with someone else, right? Just try to be the best you in everything, bro. The goal is just to be the best you. What can you do with your genetics? Not compare yourself. Like, imagine like me trying to compare. Bro, I was so impressed with Z. I've been working out so long than Z. When I got in the gym with Zenas, bro, this dude like squatting like 1,000 pounds on legs. So, no, for real, I was like, what? I've been working out for so long, but his genetics, he's strong. Like, Z is like, he's built to be a power lifter. I'm not built for that. So it's like me saying, okay, I've been training for so long. Why can I lift this? I'll just be like ruining my life because I'm not going to be as strong as Zenas, right? No matter how I try. Yeah. So I think that you just have to like understand your genetics and just try to do the best that you can do for you and stop comparing yourself to other people. That's why you become miserable.
Shout out to all my fellow Samoans out there, baby. You know, like built like that, baby.
Come on, man.
Bro, Z had like 1,000 pounds, and people are like, "Where are the plates?" Z had all the plates. Like,
let me get a plate off. Let me get a plate, bro. Like, come on, man.
Henry said, "I really got it in for MBJ." Hey, man, all I'm saying is, I just recognize a stud when I see one. I'm like, yo, Michael B. Jordan, man, that's a handsome fella, you know, like, and I'm comfortable with my sexuality. Pause. You know, I could say, you know, like that's a good looking man. That's all I'm saying.
I want to ask you real quick. How important is it to have like specific goals going into each workout? Because I think some people just kind of get overwhelmed because they're like, man, I just got to go to the gym and not even really knowing what to do. So how important is it to kind of go in with a plan? And how do y'all create your own plans? Like,
you can go ahead, JT.
Dude, it's super important because if you don't have a plan, you're probably not going to get results. Not good results either. But the cool thing I think about fitness is it can be very forgiving. Like, and I say that in the sense of like, if you've got a bad plan that you do consistently, that's going to beat the perfect plan that you don't do consistently.
That's a fact.
So it kind of goes back to going like, you just got to do something and you got to have a plan, some kind of plan. And then you can make it better from there because obviously a good plan done consistently is going to beat the bad plan done consistently. But you got to have something in place. So like I structure my workouts in 6-week blocks, and like that's how I do it for all my clients too.
What do you
And
mean by that? What do you mean by 6-week blocks?
so each week, so like right now, like I run 4 workouts a week. So I've got a lower body, upper body, and then repeat. So 2 lower bodies, 2 upper bodies a day. I do conditioning every day. And so across the whole week, we've got like 2 different lower body workouts and 2 different upper body workouts. But then for 6 weeks, you repeat those same workouts. So my goal over those 6 weeks is to try and do a little bit more than I did the prior week. So like if I deadlifted 225 week 1, then I'm trying to do 230 the next week. Or I'm trying to do, if I did 6 reps at 225, I'm trying to do 7 or 8 reps. And so I repeat those workouts so that I can focus on increasing weight or increasing reps and improving what I did on that workout instead of changing the workout so frequently and then not really knowing, like, am I making results? Because I did squats this week, but then I did deadlifts the next week, but then I did step ups the next week. And it's like, I don't fucking know if I'm making any progress.
Got you.
So
that makes sense.
Yeah, so I'll repeat those workouts over the course of 6 weeks, and then after 6 weeks is when I'll make changes. But I won't make like wholesale, like redo the entire workout. Like I'll keep certain parts of it the same, and I'll redo those so that I can keep doing that same thing. I'll keep some of it similar, but I'll change like small things like the number of reps, or I'll change like tempo to slow it down or add pauses or shit like that. And then some stuff like I'll do totally fresh and throw something new in there so that we can mix it up and keep it interesting for people. But there's a lot of value to actually doing things repetitively, because then you get better at them. And you got to give it time to actually get better at it and then change it up. So there's a balance there between like, I want to do new things because I don't want to get fucking bored. But like, I also have to get better at this movement, and I'm not going to get better at something if I don't give it time. Somebody just dropped a question too. So what's up, John James?
John James.
Does eating healthy and doing lots of cardio really help someone lose weight and keep it off? Good question. And I'd say yes and no, because doing that will help. Like if you're eating in a calorie deficit and you're exercising, you're going to lose weight. Like, and really it just has to come from a calorie deficit. So if your goal is to lose weight, like number one goal is like eat less, eat in a calorie deficit, figure out what that is for you. Doing cardio with that, cardio is fantastic for improving your heart health. But when it comes to weight loss, it's not going to be the best type of exercise because there's going to be no muscle building stimulus. And as you lose weight, you want to maintain muscle, you want to maintain strong bones. And that's where resistance training comes in. And that's where body composition comes in. Like we talked about, like Z and I both experienced where we got like really thin and then we just didn't feel good about ourselves, even though we'd lost the weight. And that was because we didn't have enough muscle. And so the body composition, the ratio of muscle to fat just didn't fit our particular goals. And that may be different for everybody, like for somebody else. So like, this is where, personal flavor is going to come in. But I think it's going to have to be a combination of all 3 of those things. Like if you want to lose weight, number one, it's got to be food. Like you can't fucking out train a bad diet. So you got to get that in line. And then strength training should be kind of your 1A to cardio's 1B. But you got to look at cardio as like, this is what I'm doing to improve my overall health, to improve my heart health. Strength training is like, this is what I'm doing to build muscle, to be stronger, to be injury free. And then the nutrition is what I'm doing to actually lose weight. And I like to kind of separate them that way myself.
And also lately I've been adding like flexibility overall to that, because before it was just about cardio, strength training, and nutrition, but lately it's about flexibility. Because the older we get, our joints and muscle, everything become really tight. And especially for us who have like 9-to-5 jobs, sitting on the decks all day, it's very important to just include at least 3 times a week, to like stretch and do some like mobility training. That's as equally as important. For now, I think like what JT talked about earlier, when I first started, I had a structure, like the same thing. At the end of the day, it's just repetitive, right? The same boring routine over, or bench press, squat, legs, whatever. And after a while, once I felt like I was comfortable enough doing those things, then now when I go to the gym, it's just like, oh, you know what, today I just want to switch it up a little bit. But I feel like I stick to the routine for a long time, making sure I was able to like figure out how to perform those exercises with the right form. Now over time it's easier and I can just go and just have fun. But in the beginning, I think it just makes sense just to like stick to it, bro. If you don't know how to shoot in the gym, don't stop trying to do trick shot. work
Yeah.
every shot first. So it's kind of like the same concept.
Right.
Yeah. And one thing I want to ask, too, a lot of people mentioned, JT, this question for you, right? Oh, you heard it a lot. I don't have time, right? I don't have time during the day. So for like someone who is busy, how do you structure your day to make sure that you have time to add, include your exercise program for
Yeah,
people
dude.
who are busy?
It's you got to make time for it. Like time isn't going to magically appear and be like, guess what? It's workout time. You've got a free hour. Like it just doesn't work like that. So where's the time? You got to make it. And for me, I wake up at 5 a.m. so I can work out, so I can get up before my wife, before my daughter, and have some quiet time for me that I know isn't going to get interrupted. And so I make that time in the morning. Like, trust me, dude, like my ass does not want to get up at 5 a.m. Like I said for years and years and years, I would never fucking work out in the morning because my old man bones, like, bro, they don't move like that at that time of day. But like, if it's going to happen, that's when it's got to happen. And for me, like, I think a big thing is I don't look at it as optional. Like,
Right.
this is mandatory shit.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do it. The question is how. And I think one thing for like us guys in particular is guys want to find solutions. And so when you say like, am I going to do this week? You give yourself an out to not do it.
Right.
But when you say, how am I going to do it this week? You're going to find a fucking answer.
Yeah.
Right.
And so ask yourself differently and then make that time. For me, again, it's morning. And that way I can get a full hour in. But dude, 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, 15 minutes total at any point is fucking great. Like, just get what you can. Like, everybody's got different time like available to them. So do what you can. Like a 10-15 minute walk is better than no 10 or 15 minute walk.
Right.
So, 10-15 minutes of body weight squats in between phone calls for work is much better than no squats between phone calls for work. So you just got to do something. But at the end of the day, like, yeah, you're going to make the time or you're not. And so find the time, create it. Don't wait for it.
Yep.
Right.
No,
Either make it happen or you.
I like that. I like that answer of saying like how am I gonna do it? You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I struggle. One of the things I struggle with, I know Z just dropped the question in there. Where do you struggle in fitness? A lot of times I go on like good waves, and then I go on a trip, and then it just messes my whole. Like, I don't work out on the trip, and I come back, and I'm off my. You know what I mean? I'm off my routine. But if I ask myself, how can I get this workout in on my trip, it would change. Am I gonna do it while I'm on the trip versus like how can I figure that out? So I like that question a lot, man. That was good.
Yeah.
And Diamond best at that. Like, Diamond would still be the one to wake up at 6 a.m. We ain't like we in like Puerto Rico or something like that. He'll wake up like, all right, y'all ready to work out? I'm like,
Come
man,
on. Come on. He on the tree branches with it. On the tree branches with it.
He just went to sleep at 3 a.m., bro. I know.
Because this is my philosophy, right? Like, if we can go out to turn up and stay up late, we can wake up early and work out. So it's the same thing, right? But overall, it's just like we talked about earlier, right? That lifestyle, right? I feel like once you have that mindset, this is a lifestyle, it becomes easier, right? Because now it's a lifestyle. The things that you do every day, even though you don't want to do it, right? For me, I feel like now fitness to me is like a lifestyle. I don't care how I feel, how tired. I'm not just gonna miss a week without working out if I'm not have any legitimate reason to.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like you just have to approach it that way, like a lifestyle, right? Because if you're just looking at it like, oh my God, it's something annoying, I have to do it. It's not gonna be fun. Because some days, like even for me, bro, like some days I don't want to go to the gym. It's not always easy, like stuff you want to do. But I think once you have that mindset, this is a lifestyle. You find time, you make time, even when you are busy, when you have stuff to do.
Yeah, just
It's
like building discipline, right?
Correct.
I think like to kind of piggyback off that, Diamond, too, is like it's a part of who you are now. And like it takes time and consistency and forcing yourself to do it a lot before it becomes a part of who you are. But like I'm in that same boat too. Like it's not a question for me of if I'm gonna do it, because like I am a person who works out. Like that is part of me, that's part of my identity. And so like this is fucking Manifest Mondays, right? Like manifest that shit for yourself. Like identify as that person who works out, like who this is part of your identity. And when you become that and you start to look at the process more than like, where is this going to take me? Then you're going to be able to see a lot more results.
Yeah, agreed. John James asked a question. He said, how important is walking or doing the best to hit that 10,000 steps per day?
I mean, it's important, but it's like it's not 100% necessary, right? Like, so if we wanna jump into like the science behind it, like 10K is kind of a random number. Really, it's like 7 to 8K is kind of like your like a really, really good floor, where if you can get up to about 7 or 8K, like you're gonna get a ton of benefits from that added movement throughout the day. But really, like the steps is kind of just a proxy for like, are you moving throughout the day? And in a world where like a lot of us are working desk jobs, like we're just fucking not.
Right.
And so yeah, like getting 7, 8, 10K steps can be huge for just keeping you moving, because that's really what it comes down to. But it's not magic. It's not going to like dramatically increase weight loss. Like it's a lever you can pull to increase some calorie burn, but like it's not super significant. It's just good because we're meant to move around a lot. We're not meant to sit still, and like we're meant to kind of get that energy out and get some movement in, and that's just really generally healthy for us. So like it's a great fucking goal to have, but like don't get too hung up on the number. Like, you know, I always averaged between 8 and 10K steps before like my daughter was born, and now, dude, like I think I get like 5 to 6. I'm just under 5 right now, and like that's been it for me. You know, like I can't get a 40-minute to an hour walk in every single day with a 4-month-old. Like, but I get 20 minutes in with her, and then I just try and like get up and move the rest of the day, and like I exercise 4 times a week. I eat healthy. Like, control what you can control. Like, there's huge value to getting beyond that kind of 3,000 to 4,000 step average. That's like the US average, which is fucking pitiful. Like that's a mile and a half walking a day. Like that's nothing.
Yeah.
So yeah, like 10K is a great fucking goal, but again, it's not magical. Like just move, find a way to move throughout the day.
Yeah. And I think it definitely depends on the relation to like the rest of like how your fitness is structured, right? You know, like to your point, like, you know, JT, you go to the gym, you know, like, or you work out 4 times a week, you know, so like obviously everything that you do outside of that, like, you know, like walking 40 minutes a day or whatever, that's just extra, you know, like movement. That's just obviously just going to benefit you even more. But I think that's really in relation to like what else are you doing in your fitness journey? Like if all you're doing is doing like walking 10,000 steps a day, then it's imperative that you get those 10,000 steps a day, because like that's all that you're doing, you know, like kind of thing. So you miss 10,000 steps a day, you know, and like that kind of throws off your like the rest of like what it is that you're doing, you know, because you aren't doing anything else, you know. So but to your point, JT, I think strength training is something that everyone should be doing. You don't have to train an athlete, you don't have to do anything like that. Although JT always preaches you should train an athlete.
Damn right.
But at the end of the day, as long as you're doing something, you know, like, and being structured in what you're doing, and ultimately allowing yourself to progress and make results, you know, I think a lot of people they'll do one workout for like 2 weeks, and it's just like results. Like I just don't. Can we just like move on to the next thing? And, like, you know, like you got. I used to tell JT all the time, like he created a you know, a workflow for me, like, you know, a routine for me. I hate squats. I was just like, bro, can we do anything else besides squats? Because I hate squats. Like I loathe squats with everything in my soul. But I'm just like, he was just like, oh, you gotta do it. I'm like, all right, like I guess I hate doing it, but like I also understand the benefits of it too. Because I'm not gonna lie, like after leg day, I would be cooked. Like every time after leg day. I don't care what anybody says. Like we could argue about this back and forth every day. Leg day is a better workout than upper body. Like lower body is such a better workout than upper body. So, but you have to do like that's what discipline is, right? You know, like discipline is doing the things that you don't like, but making it look like you like them. Like, you know, just like I mean, like everyone thinks that you just love going to the gym every damn day. Like, you know, like there's days where you don't, like, you know, but at the end, that's what discipline is. It just becomes so part of you and your identity and your routine that it's just like, this is just what I do. Like, you know, like I'm going to go to the gym every day. I'm going to do, you know, like these deadlifts, these squats, or whatever the case may be. And I'm not going to skip leg day because we don't want to have chicken legs, you know? Yeah. Like, I think that's a big piece of it too. I know that you both touched on fitness essentially being a part of your like identity now. Like how, like, do you think I know that you both obviously have partners. Like, do you think you could date anyone whose identity doesn't necessarily consist of a fitness identity? Like, I got, yeah.
Good question.
For me personally, I would be shallow. I would say no. I don't think
I don't think that's shallow.
I would say no. Because at the end of the day, I think just like, because I now realize me and my partner were not that compatible. However, if she's open to that, that's something I'm willing to consider. But she's like, no, I'm not. I don't think, for me, that's not compatible. Because for me, man, it's like, if you look at longevity from like a health standpoint, let's just forget about looks, right? Aesthetics. And that working out, eating healthy, and all those things makes you age better. So if my partner is not willing to do that, for me, long term, it's not going to work out. So that's a no for me.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair answer. I don't think that's a shallow answer because I think it comes down to value.
I don't either, honestly.
Yeah.
You are my looks, Timmy.
Dude, it's not even about looks though. It's like you said, it's about like living a complementary lifestyle to each other and like the shared value system. Like like my wife isn't into working out and nutrition like I am, but she is into like taking care of herself and being healthy, and she respects what I do, which I think is probably the most important thing. Is like that she supports me in my fucking craziness around what I'm gonna do and how I'm gonna eat and how I'm gonna live my life. And so that comes first, and it is important to me that she wants to take care of herself. But just like Diamond said, like, yeah, it's a perk that she's a babe, but like that's not the point. Like, the point is like I'm gonna live for a long time because that's my fucking goal. Like, and that's why I coach and why I'm a coach and why I do what I do. And I want her to be around with me, and I want her to be around with our daughter, you know, and I want her to be physically fit with our daughter so that, when she's older, like we can both go outside and play with her and do all that shit. So like, yeah, dude, it's like, it's important to me too, to have that partner who has that value system, who has that, that hard work, that discipline that we've talked about, that I think fitness bleeds into, but like, they don't need, like, I'm a whole fucking different beast and different level when it comes to the shit, like borderline, like insanity. So I certainly don't expect them to be like that.
Yeah. Agreed.
And also, it's just good, man. Because I remember there was some day, I told my girl was going to wake up early in the morning to go to the gym, and she woke up before me. I was like, to be honest, I wasn't trying to go that day, but the fact that she woke up, I was like, if she can wake up and say she want to go, I got to go.
Exactly.
Just seeing that, being able to like push you. Yeah, I'm already, like I can be better, right? But it's not like if I miss today, I'm not going to achieve my goals. I can miss today and still be fine. But the fact that she woke up early before me and wanted to go, I have no excuse. I have to go. So it just helps you, makes you just hold yourself more accountable and be able to like get to that next level. Having a partner that shares similar values as something as important as fitness as you. It's very important.
Absolutely.
And Z, you made a really good point earlier. It's like you talked about sometimes we will start and we'll just be focusing on, I'm not seeing results, and then we give up. I think it's very, very important because most of the time we're just focusing on what can I see. But sometimes it's not about seeing, because I read this really good book. You guys should check it out if you're listening. It's called The Go Giver, and I wrote it down. It's like it's not about seeing, right? It is about doing. Sometimes you're not going to see what you're doing. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep going to the gym. Keep being that good person. Keep building. You might not see all the benefit of that right away, but eventually, just by you doing it, you are going to get the benefit. So we shouldn't just be focusing on what I'm seeing right now. Let's just be focusing on what I'm doing every day.
Agreed.
So I just thought I should share that.
No, I appreciate you sharing. Like, I think we get caught up in like, we talk about it all the time, right? We're in the era of instant gratification. Everyone wants everything now. Like it has to happen right now, kind of thing. Just because that's just like what technology and all these things that like, that's just what society has socialized us, to believe in, that we have to have everything now. And, like when we don't, we get obsessed with like comparing ourselves to other people and other people's results. Well, like this person lost 20 pounds in 6 weeks. Why can't I do that?
Exactly.
Like it's just, at the end of the day, everyone's journey is unique. Your is going to be unique to you. Like, just like JT's is unique to his, Diamond's yours is unique to you. Yours is unique to you. Like everyone's journey is going to be different, at the the day, it's just you have to see it through, and you have to believe in it. You have to trust in the process enough to just understand, like, if you want it bad enough, you have to see it through. Like, even if you can't see the results immediately, you know, like, that's the beauty of vision, right? You know, like we talk about all the time. Like a person that I closely follow is Steve Harvey. You know, like Steve Harvey, you know, said that like vision is literally like a gift from God. You're seeing things, you're seeing something that no one else like can see, you know, kind of thing.
Right.
Like, and at the end of the day, if what you believe and what you see in your mind is something that's important enough to you, to really like see things through, you just have to continue doing the work. You know, like at the end of the day, like no one's gonna do the work for you.
Right.
You know, like you have for yourself, you know, like no one, like some people may not have a partner like you, DG, who wakes up before them and is like wake your ass up, we're going to, you know, like some people may not have that, you know, some people might, you know, their alarm clock goes off, they're gonna hit snooze about 17 times and it's just like, damn, I missed the gym, oh well, you know.
But it's okay though. It's okay to miss it, right? Because today I'm not gonna go to the gym today because I didn't feel too well today. I woke up this morning with like a stomach flu.
Yeah.
However, like tomorrow I'm gonna go, so it's okay. For me, it's like imagine just eating like a bowl of veggies, right, once a week. Are you eating healthy? But that's not really gonna benefit you, right? So I look at it the same way. If I miss the gym just one day, it's really not gonna ruin the entire week. I still have other days to just make it up. So now you're looking at that as like a lifestyle, right? I didn't do it today, but tomorrow I'm gonna do it. So just like try to get back on track. Just try not to, because bro, we're not gonna be perfect every single day. We're not gonna eat healthy every single day. So if you slack one day, the next day just try to be better.
Absolutely.
You know, look at it like a long-term goal, like a marathon, bro. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I'm glad you touched on that too, because I think in a lot of people in their journeys too, enough people don't give themselves grace, and I think that's something that you need to do in your journey too, is like, yeah, you obviously want to hold yourself to this high standard, you know, and whatnot, but like perfection is not a thing for anyone on this earth, you know. So like give yourself the grace to be like, you know what, like I missed the gym today, I'm not gonna go kill myself, you know, like you know, like, yeah, it sucks, but like, okay, like I have the opportunity to do better tomorrow, you know, kind of thing. Understanding that there's always another, well, granted that not every day is but you know, there's always another opportunity to do better, you know, like you know, so I think giving yourself that grace and that ability to understand that is a huge piece in your journey as well. But I did want to ask y'all, you know, like I know we're getting close, like, well, we're already at the hour mark, but a couple more questions. So like I think this is something that we kind of touched on throughout in our entire conversation, but do you guys think fitness is directly related to other successes in your life?
100%.
Sure, bro, for sure. Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead, JT.
Yeah, like just like there's another way to put it, but like, and that's not an opinion, like it's just fact. Like, because fitness and improving your health is such a powerful personal development journey that you just have no choice but to become a better human being and get closer to your own potential, and that just it has to bleed over into other areas of your life. And like I know, because again, like I got into it for none of those reasons and pure vanity reasons, and everything else got better in my life. Like, dude, I was working in insurance at the time. Like I fucking hated it, dude. Like, but I started getting in shape and I started doing my job better. Like, and that improved just because I got in shape. I didn't like my job anymore, but like I just became a harder working, more disciplined human, and so I got better at my job. So yeah, like fitness for me is a great catalyst for just improving your life in whatever other area that you want to improve in. Like, dude, if you're fit, like you're gonna have great brain power, you're gonna have great energy, like you're gonna feel fucking good, like you're probably gonna be eating well, which is gonna give you like all good things as well. Like you're just gonna have no choice but to be a better fucking human. Like it's just gonna happen.
Absolutely.
That's fact. And also just imagine when you're sick, right? If you're sick, every other aspect of your life suffers, right? So it's kind of like, if you like the positive effect, that's kind of like how fitness is, right? If you are in a great shape, just like your finance is going to get better. Things will work because now you have that self-discipline. If you can motivate yourself to go to the gym 5 times a week, bro, you can motivate yourself to work on that budget. You know, it's just because now you already have that self-discipline. So it's easier to translate that to business, to your relationship, and other aspect of your life. I think it's just like the foundation. Because once you build discipline in one area, it's easier to transfer discipline in other areas of your life. So I would say 100%.
Absolutely. Just like our guy Victor said, you know, fitness is life.
Yeah.
I
It
know
is, man.
I know that's a very generic statement, but I think it's true. Like, you know, like fitness is life, and it teaches it pours over into like so many other aspects of your life. Like, you know, sometimes you don't even recognize it, you know, but like
Right.
you just stuff like later being like, damn, like, you know, like I just did my taxes, you know, like just because
Right.
like a bond, you know, I left the gym and I just like, you know, came,
Right.
I knocked out my, it's just little things like that, you know, like that just
Right.
really make you understand like, hey man, like, you know, like I can, if I can get in shape and do this, I can pretty much do whatever I want.
Right.
I
Yeah.
put my,
Right.
like literally, you know, just like you said, DG, it gives you that foundation and that
Right.
confidence. I think
Right.
another too is the confidence,
Right.
right? You know, like the confidence piece, and like, you know, you look good, you feel good, you know, like you obviously like do great things, like, you know, like kind of thing, like, you know, like, and it just gives you that overall trampoline, like that, it catapults you in the rest of your life, you know, kind of thing.
Right. Yeah,
And that's
and then I look at fitness is health, right? Because when I approach fitness, right, it's health. And bro, if without health, we wouldn't be on this live right
mhm.
now. Like earlier this morning, I'm being honest, bro, 100%. If you would have called me right now this morning, I wouldn't have been able to do this live because I feel like shit. So I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Like, because health is the number one thing that we are. That's health is important, right? All the other goals that we are trying to accomplish, if we don't have the health and the vitality for that, those other goals mean nothing, bro. If you're on your sick bed, you're not going to be thinking about anything else but your health.
Yeah.
So health for me is the overall is the pillar of everything, right? Once we can take care of that, all those other goals become easier because now you have the strength, you have the energy to do those things. So that's for me. That's why fitness to me, like Francisco says, if Francisco makes sure, it's like it's life for sure. Victor, yeah, it's life, absolutely. And one thing I want to touch on, JT, like how important is meal prepping now for someone who is trying to like lose weight and get in shape? How important do you think it is to meal prep?
I think it's important. I think I like to look at it more like meal planning. Like you just got to
All
know
right,
what you're gonna do, and
right,
I think having shit prepped ahead of time, whether it's like full meals or I do a lot of like ingredient prep where like I'll cook like rice and protein and maybe potatoes and like I'll have them separate, but then I'll just like combine them real easy, right? Like so that's what I do is mostly ingredient prep, but like it's got to start with knowing what you're going to eat and when you're going to eat it and like having go-to meals, and if some of that is meal prepped, like then you're removing like another obstacle, so that's hugely important as well. But a lot of it is just like people struggle when they're just trying to wing it, and like you got to know what the fuck you're going to do, like what's breakfast
mm-hmm.
going to be, what's lunch going to be, what's dinner going to be. If you got to plan it out for the whole fucking week, do it for the whole fucking week. And then like you said, like prep some of it ahead of time to make it easier, whether that's full meals, whether that's ingredients, whatever it might be. Like, dude, that's a huge hack.
Right,
But yeah, I think I look at it more like meal planning,
right,
because you just got to know what the fuck is gonna go in your mouth. Like if you're winging it, like
right.
it ain't gonna work out for you.
Mhm.
And also to add on to that, I think it's also important whenever you go shopping, man, make sure that you don't have snacks, all those good old snacks in your home. Because whenever you are late at night, when this craving kicks in, it's easier to just crawl into the cabinet and just go and get something to snack on. So make sure that, 'cause that's something I've been really doing lately, right? So whenever I go grocery shopping, I don't really buy any snack. It's just like food that I can make. And if you really are late at night, you're not going to take your time to actually cook. You're like, you know what? I'm just going to go to sleep and wake up tomorrow. So I think it's just important making sure that you don't have unhealthy snack all around you. Because then at night makes it harder for you to stay disciplined. Because it's
Yep.
just right
Right.
there, just looking at you. You got that big old cake right there in the
Yep.
fridge. Whenever you open the cake, like it's right
Just
there.
looking at you,
Look
just
at
It's
looking
just
at
looking at
you.
you.
You know,
I know you want me. You know I want you. Like, what's up? Like, you know,
what's that?
y'all know temptation is real, man. You know, like,
Right,
and
it
just
is.
the best way to eliminate temptation is to just like to that point eliminate. Like,
Right.
why even tempt myself with hot Cheetos and cupcakes and all like if they're not in my house, they're not in my direct line of sight, like I can't really be tempted, right? I might get that craving, but it's like now I really have to go to my way. I got to drive to Walmart at like,
Right.
you know, like morning and be like, damn, I really got to go out of my way to go get these hot Cheetos and those cupcakes, you know, like kind of thing. Whereas if they're just sitting there in my pantry and I'm just like, you know, I open that door, you know, and it's just like it's just like opening the gates of heaven, just like, oh, and I'm like, hey, baby, what's up? That red velvet cupcake is just eyeing me, and I'm just like, man, you know, like Go ahead.
It's right
Let me go ahead and grab one.
there.
That's a big. It's just a all together.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to buy chocolate, right? Because my girl, her weakness is chocolate. So she already told me, she's like, if you buy chocolate, I'm letting you know it's gonna be gone. So please, I have no self-control when it comes to chocolate. I was like, really, you don't? I was trying to convince her. She's like, yeah, I don't think I have self-control. So it's just like knowing what your weaknesses are, and then making sure you just prep your environment to succeed. The
Yep.
same thing. Any other goals you want to accomplish, you're gonna have people around you who are doing those things. So that's I feel like that's how fitness should be, right?
Mm-hmm.
If a goal is to lose weight, make sure that your environment help you facilitate that goal. Make sure you don't have things that will help you to like go backwards and right, make it harder for you to achieve your goals. So set yourself up for success.
Set yourself up for success, and there's no present to do that, right? So that leads me to my next question. We all know that like there's no time like the present. Why do you think people always wait until the new year to set goals? You know, new year, new me, baby. Like what do you think? Like, what's the logic behind that?
I think let me pop in here first on this one, because I've done this before. You know, I honestly think it's a sexy form of procrastination. Like I'm about to get to it. Like I'm about to like, bruh, come January 1st, I got it written down in my notebook. I just renewed my you see what I'm saying? Like I just renewed my you feel me, my 24-hour fitness card. Like it's just sexy. It's like, man, I'm about to turn up on these. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Bro,
it's
that's
like, I think
future
it's sexy. It's like, you know, you can write it out, you have it all mapped out, and it's just like I'm about to kill him. Like I'm not today, but in like a month though.
Not right now.
You know, because you know I got it. I mean, it's Thanksgiving and it's Christmas. I'm chilling, but after that, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's what it is, bro. I think it's just like a sexy way to say I'm not gonna do it right now. But then what they don't realize, I feel like, is that if by waiting, it almost gets harder. You can't roll into the new year and just be like that's why the gym is packed on that first week or second week. You know what I mean? Because everybody's doing that. But you know, how long does it take for them to fall off? Because you know they didn't like develop a habit. You know, 2 weeks probably. So that's, to me, I think it's like a sexy way to say like I'm about to do this shit. You know what I'm saying?
I love it, bro. I just wrote it down. Sexy form of procrastination. I love that. I love that term. I think that's good.
Dude, that's spot on though, because that was exactly what I was gonna say. Like, it's like, oh, that's future me's goal. Right. Like future me's gonna take care of that, and you're just pushing it off. And there's a quote from Alex Hormozy, who's like this like investor basically, and he says this shit. That's something along the lines of like, if you're saying you're gonna wait until, like, if it's too busy, you're not gonna do now. You're gonna wait till it's less busy. Then you're telling yourself that any time that life gets busy, you're gonna quit. Because if you won't do it now when life is busy, then you're not gonna do it in the future when life is busy. You're always gonna quit when life gets busy. But the truth is, like, nobody's life ever fucking slows down. So if you're waiting for the first time, if you're waiting for a slow time, like, you're gonna wait for fucking forever. So you just gotta start now. And then when you do it through a challenging time, through a busy time, you learn that you can do it whenever.
Yeah. Just to touch on that, me and Z talked about, just to touch on what you said, because it was such a, you know, a good point. Like, life is kind of always going to be busy. Me and Z was talking about recently how fast life is moving, but it moves fast whether you do a lot or you do a little. Like, the week moves fast. Like, time is moving fast. So whether you know what I mean, look back at the year and you know, did everything you want to do or didn't, the year still went fast. So I think that's important to realize, that you're really not going to be less busy if, you know, with life, you know what I mean? Different things happen, you know, emergencies happen, which makes you busy here. But I fully agree with just kind of like being like, if you can do it while you're busy now, you can do it while you're busy later, man. That was a great point.
Dude, I like times will move fast whether you do a lot or a little. Like, I never thought about it that way, but like, bro, fucking straight facts there. Because like, like, there's been, you know, there's seasons of life where you do a little less or move a little slower, but like, time still goes just as fast as during those seasons where you hustling.
That's a fact.
It's crazy, man. Like, you know, like I said, like at the beginning of the live, we're already in the middle of November. Like, that's like of 2023. That's wild. Like I literally remember New Year yesterday, you know, like, and I think we accomplished a lot, but like whether we didn't or not, like it's still gonna be November 13th, you know, you know, right now, like, you know, like kind of there is no time like the present. But DJ, what were you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna piggyback on what you guys are saying. It's the same thing, bro. Let's say if you have a goal, right? Your goal is to, whatever fitness goal is. If you don't do it now, it's still that problem is still gonna be there. It's not just gonna magically go away, right? So it's either you tackle it right now and go through that pain and discomfort, or wait 2 years. You're still gonna go back to doing it. It's not gonna go away. So what are you gonna do? Do it now, or wait 2 years from now and start over and still do it again because it's not gonna go away. If you're overweight 2 years from now, if you don't do all the right things, the weight is not magically going to go away. You're still going to have to start from the beginning, go to the gym, be uncomfortable. So why not start now?
Yeah.
And just try to figure it out. So 2 years from now, all over again. Because it's still going to be that monster is still there. You're still going to kill it.
Yeah.
It's not going away.
Yeah.
So
that's a fact.
Yeah. And honestly, you talk about the sexy form of procrastination, right? I think at the end of the day, procrastination is easy, right? And I think that's the reason why a lot of people say things like that and just do it, because at the end of the day, me saying that I'm going to do it a month from now is easier than me actually going and doing it right now. At the end of the day, whether people want to admit it or not, I just think we get wrapped up in and comfortable in being lazy, at the end. Just I just worked 8 hours today. I don't want to go and hit the gym and work on my and figure out how to meal prep for the next week and all this stuff. I don't want to do any of that stuff. So I leave that in the future, kind of thing. And it's just at the end of the day, it's just an excuse to just take the easy route. And a lot of people don't want to do the work. At the end of the day, and a lot of people just expect results to just fall into their lap, which is never going to happen, of course. But I think that's the big reason why people procrastinate. For that reason, is just at the end of the day, they just want to take the easier route. And I understand it. It's easy, right? I can sit here on the couch and watch football and just it's just that's way easier than me my ass up and going to the gym and sweating my ass off for an hour and 17 minutes, and and then coming back home and taking a shower and damn, I missed football, that kind of thing. But but at the end of the day, it boils down to what do you want more, kind of thing. And it's just it's the easy route, but we're not here for the easy route. That's the exact here right now. We're manifesting everything that we want to. That's the beauty of Manifest Mondays. That's why we all four of us are here right now. Appreciate you, I can't even talk right now. JT, for hopping on, man. It's been a great conversation. Is there any closing thoughts that y'all have regarding?
We were just talking about easy, and this is really another great quote that I heard. If you always do what is easy, your life will be hard. If you do what is hard, most often your life will be easy. And the easy thing is just sit on the couch, right? It's easy, bro. Anyone can do that. It's hard, especially here in Colorado, especially in states that is snow. When it's cold outside, you need to put your jacket on and drive to the gym. It's hard. But what do you think? During summertime, you see the result, right? The people who actually went to the gym during the winter, you see that. In summertime, they're out here. So we just have to. Those things are hard, even for every one of us. I'm sure for JT, there's some days that it's hard. It's never going to be easy, bro. Life it's never going to be easy. So many days that you wake up, you don't want to eat healthy. So many days I crave crumble cookies, right? But those are the things. Over time, you just got to be strong. It's it's hard, but think about your goals and then know that, like we said earlier, your goals or those problems are still going to be there. Only you is going to come and change it, and that's why self-discipline is important. You got to motivate yourself. Sometimes we wait for other people to make us want to do things, but no, man, you have to want it back. I can want Zenas' goal for him. He has to want that for himself.
Absolutely.
So at the end of the day, you have to want it more, and then just do it. So that would be my closing remarks.
Man, and speaking of goals, man, I'm glad that you really touched on that, DG. That's a bar right there. If you do what's easy all the time, life will be hard. But if you do what's hard all the time, life will be easy. I think about my move to New York. Later this talked to this past weekend or this past week being in Denver. And them obviously I didn't tell a lot of people that I was moving to New York until this trip, because obviously this was my reveal of that. But it's just well, how are you going to do that? And I'm I'm just doing it. Right. It's just at the end of the day, you just do things, right? Even though they may seem hard, to me, moving my life across country and going to New York, I'm it's not that difficult.
Right.
You just when you really put your mind to something, I listed my house for sale, and like, you know, I had an offer on it like within like 2 weeks, and like, you know, like, well, in the last 2 weeks I should say. And then, you know, I'm just loading up a truck with my bro Ramond. He about to like mob out with me, and it's just like, you know, things just kind of fall into place. And
Right.
the funny thing about like life too is just like when you actually commit and put your mind to something, like the universe just has a way of working out in your favor. Like
Right.
everything come together the way that it's supposed to. Like, you know, like at the end of the day, you're choosing the harder route, the road, the path less traveled, right? You know, so I think the universe rewards you in a lot of ways for that reason, because like there's not a lot of people who are doing that.
Right.
So I think people oftentimes think that, oh, this is just so hard to do. Like, you know, going and starting a business, like, you know, like doing like what JT did, like, oh, like you left your job and went and started like the online fitness, like fitness company. Like, how do you do that? Like, it's just, bro, I just did it. Like, you know, like at the end of the day, you just do it. Like, you know, like kind of thing. Like, there's never going to be a perfect time. You know, like I think people are always waiting. Oh, well, like, you know, like when I have this much money saved in the account, and when, you know, like when my children are this old, and, you know, like, you know, like, but at the end of the day, there is no perfect time. You know, like we all know the best time is the present. You know, there is present, because, you know, you never know, you might not get another opportunity to do it, you know, kind of. So I'm glad that you touched on that, man, because we're here to do the hard shit, you know, at the end of the day.
For sure.
I think my closing remark would just be, because I'm probably the least consistent as far as fitness on here, but the one thing that I can say about fitness is like there's a lot of stuff that, like, you know, like your friends is going out and you might not feel like doing it, but you do it. Sometimes if you do that, there's a chance that you're gonna go too hard and you're gonna feel bad after you go out, right? There's not been one time in my life that I felt bad after doing the workout. Like, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done it, man. There's not been one time in my life that after a workout I regretted it, man. So I just say that, man. And even if you're inconsistent, you know what I mean, just keep trying, you know what I mean, and structuring your day differently, man. Even if you got to go on waves where you did work out and then you miss a couple waves, just, you know, get back into it. But I definitely wouldn't wait till the new year. If you say you wanted to work out and the new year's a week away, I would start this week. You know what I mean? Roll into the new year. So
absolutely.
That's my closing remark on it for sure.
Absolutely. I love it, Ramond. I love it.
What you got for us?
Dude, I love where we ended up right here and just doing hard shit. Because I think at the end of the day, that's one of the greatest values of fitness is that it's fucking hard. And you get a chance to prove to yourself that you're capable of doing hard shit. And that's the type of mentality and skill and will that transfers over to every other aspect of your life. So, like, yeah, dude, if you want to reach your potential as a human, use fitness and prove to yourself that you can do hard shit, because I guarantee you can fucking do it.
Yep, absolutely. Just like we talked about, building that confidence. Like, you know, like when you realize, like, you realize everything is hard until you do it, right? And then like once you do it, it gets a little bit easier. It's just like, damn, like, you know, man, I only bench like 145, but like, hey, I did that shit though. Like, you know, like I'm gonna try 155. Like, you know, like, hey, I knocked that shit out, you know. So it just gives you that confidence, and then obviously that's gonna boil into other parts of your life too, right? You know, like where it's just like, hey, I'm just go talk to this girl, you know, like, fuck it, like I'm gonna just do it. And then like you do it, and it's just like, damn, I kind of got shot down, but like, you know what, like I don't even mind necessarily doing it again. You know, like, you know, she's like, hey, what's up, cutie? I'm like, hey, what's up, girl? Like, oh snap, all of a sudden, like now I'm confident. I'm like, my man game stepping up. You know, it's just ultimately gives you that confidence in all other facets of your life, because, you know, just doing that hard shit repeatedly, you know, like it just makes everything just like down the road just that much easier, you know, like at the end of the day. And so I love that we ended on that as well, you know, like do the hard shit, do the shit that you don't want to do, because at the end of the day, your future self is going to thank you for it, you know, like your future, like, you know what, this wasn't that bad, you know, like and I think, like, in a lot of ways, people are just afraid to fail, or people are just afraid to, like, look like idiots, you know, because, like, your first time going to the gym, you might not be confident because it's just like, bro, I don't even know what the hell I'm doing, you know, kind of, you know, once you start doing those things and gaining that confidence, like, your future self is just going to be like, yo, why the hell didn't I do this a long time ago, you know, kind of thing. It's just, but there's no time like the present, like, to get started. Want to give a huge shout out to everybody who hopped on this live today. Huge shout out to our special guest, Coach JT Bugos, man. You know, like,
come on, man. Shout out to JT, man.
I appreciate y'all.
anyone who's on here and you need like any kind of fitness advice, or like if you need like a health coach or you need a personal trainer, JT is definitely that guy to like look to. So like, you know, like definitely slide in his DMs, do whatever, you know, like
No feet pics, all right?
no feet. I hope not.
like
Well,
Allstate, you'll be in good hands. He'll take care of you. He's
Come
very
on, man.
knowledgeable about what he does. You're gonna be in good hands. So reach out to him.
That's
Slide
right.
DM. Send him feed pic.
I appreciate y'all, man. I had a good time, man.
we appreciate you.
Absolutely.
We'll have to do it
Appreciate
again.
you, man.
But
Hey, hold on. Let me get a shout out to Z, bro. Shout out to you. Proud of you. Shout out to Ramond, bro. You've been building up that discipline lately. Hitting the gym. We
Yeah.
getting there, bro. I'm proud of you guys too, bro. Let's just keep going. Iron sharpening iron. We gonna keep getting better. This time next year, we're gonna be talking about how we achieve all our fitness goals, man. We
all
got
of
this.
all of it.
We got this. So shout out to you guys too.
All of our goals. They're all
All of
connected.
Sure.
You know what I'm
all
saying?
of our goals. I'm trying to be
Everything.
I'm trying to be flexing next to DG. Like, yeah. I may not have a 6-pack, but I got a 2, baby.
You got it.
Pack for your ass. I may not
Yeah,
have a
man.
6, but I
That
got
boy
that
said two pack Shakur. You know what I'm saying?
2 packs.
That's your core.
My ambitions as a rider, you know, you feel me?
All right, fellas. It's good seeing
Hey,
y'all.
blessings, man. Appreciate you, JT, again. Shout out to everybody who tapped in. We manifesting everything every Monday, baby. We tapped in next week, but everybody be safe, y'all. Yeah, I appreciate y'all.
Hey, and hit the gym.
Yeah.
All right, y'all.